So I've got the gallery to myself, and I thought I would just show you some of my work, the work that's being showed. It's very different from what I've done before. I can't really work out how to turn this around, so I'm going to do it this way. It's a gallery space. So this is Blue Giant behind me now. This is Soul. And we're moving on to Red Giant. Red Giant was the first one I did. Blue Giant followed, and then Soul. Soul was originally supposed to be a smaller piece and not called Soul, but I wanted to do something a little bit more personal, so I used people from my past that had passed in the last 20 years. So the concept behind this work was originally past light, or is past light, and I was out in France walking under the stars, and I started to think about how the light from stars is the only way to really look back into time, because the light is so far away, the stars are so far away, that when you actually view them, you're viewing into time. You're seeing light that's actually hundreds of years, 5 years, 10 years, a million years old, because it takes so long to get to us. And I started to think about the correlation between that past light and the light of photographs, and how that's a different form of looking back into time, although not real time. You're looking at a captured image, you're looking at light that's been captured of somebody who has quite possibly passed as well. Now, Blue Giant is based on a blue giant. Blue Giant and Red Giant are the last stages of a star's life. Blue, I believe, when it's burning helium, and red giant when it's burning hydrogen. So the photographs I used in those are distant from me. They're found photographs, so some were found on Bermondsey Street, some were bought from a flea market in Berlin, and I used a photographic transfer to attach them to the canvases. Now, the photographic transfer was the first time I'd ever used it, so there was a few hiccups using it, but I think it worked really well. Soul is a little bit more personal. Obviously, it's based on our sun, which is Soul, which is Latin, and I've included people that I've lost over the last 20 years, because obviously 8 minutes the light takes to get from Soul to Earth, and I wanted to reflect that in the images of people who may have only just passed, or passed in a short period in my life. So we have an ex-partner, Daniel, in the top left, followed by my father, my grandfather, my best friend, Dan, my grandpa, my nan, and my friend who was murdered in Los Angeles recently. He wasn't meant to be on there, but obviously it happened, and I wanted to put him on there. Now, this painting, the imagery or the subject matter is quite dark, but I actually really love the painting. I think it's a beautiful painting. I think it's a veneration. It's a celebration of the people in my life who've meant so much to me. So these are the three pieces. I've really enjoyed creating these, and I've enjoyed exploring texture and different mediums and utilising inks and photographic transfers. I think they come up really well, and they work really well as a trio as well.